Sitting here 10 days out, resting in between workouts. Cannot come soon enough. Uh, I'm so pumped up for every single one of these matches. Lightweights, middle, super, all three of those hammer positions, I think, are really legitimate. And I think that uh, there's a very, very small group of names on the planet that should think that they've got a shot at those positions for real. So I'm really happy that the league is in this spot right now. That being said, uh, I wanted to propose my kind of uh, dream inductees to the league for next year. And obviously, I'm just an athlete, so I have really no say or anything. But um, and I know that there's a ton of people who would be great to come in, but I've tried to limit myself to just either one athlete in the class or one match uh, in a class. So without further ado, here are my four match or athlete additions. In the lightweight, yeah, you knew I was going to pick him. Crazy George from Canada. I think to not have this guy pull at least one time in the league would be a total waste of this guy's legacy and talent. He's pushing 70 years old right now, and I do believe that he may be the favorite against every single athlete around 165 pounds in the world still. Throw a King's Mover into the lightweight class, really shake things up, let you little guys know what it's like to deal with, what we got to deal with in the supers. So he's my pick number one against no other than Engen Terzi. That's right. Engen will hate that I picked him in this matchup because I know how much he completely despises the King's move, and I know how much of a challenge it is to beat a King's mover within the WAL rule system. That being said, I do believe that Engen Terzi is, in my opinion, the greatest arm wrestler of the past, possibly 25 years or when you look at all of his accomplishments over multiple weight classes, consistently at a super high level, and all the things that he's done for the sport, the knowledge that he brings to the game, his training systems, and his relevance over such a long time period. He is probably at the later end of his career, but again, it would be a shame not to get this guy represented in the World Arm Wrestling League. And what crazier of a way to pull him in than to put him up against a guy like Crazy George, who I know he's just going to hate the idea of arm wrestling. But I think it would be a real killer of a match. But either way, to get these guys in against each other or against any of the lightweights, I think they're both super relevant. So those are my two lightweight picks. Middleweight, that's right. Ultra talented Philip Hritz. I think Philip's. Are you Latvian, buddy? I know he spent a ton of time in Jersey with Tim Bresnan and Klemba and those guys, but you talk about just a guy with ridiculous athletic capacity. I feel like anything this guy does, he's just one of those really gifted human beings, and he can completely back it up on the table. I think that this is the guy who you can build a future around. He's young. I just feel like this guy's a legacy kind of puller. I think that he's probably got a long time ahead of him where he's going to be really, really good. And he's already so good. So to not pull him in as soon as possible, I think, is a big shame. And you could throw him in anywhere against any middleweight. And that's right. Super heavyweight pick is Gennady Kvikvinia. The guy's got uh, tons of gold medals over a very, very long time. Pulled in WAF forever. Been kicking ass in Zloty and PAL. Got a really fiery style. Dude pulls with his heart. Reminds me a little bit of a more versatile Wagner Bortolato. We got Wagner in, and now we need Gennady. Just gotta, cut him some slack in his contract. Make sure that he's allowed to do whatever he wants with Team Georgia and be able to represent his country at WAF or whatever. And get this dude in. He can fight in all sorts of different styles. I'd see him fit in really well in the super heavyweight division, and I could see him giving great matches to really all of our guys. I'd love to see him pull anybody from, have him come into the league somewhere in maybe the 3 to 5 position, and you guys can kind of guess where that is. Yeah, we need Gennady. And my last addition that I'd love to see next year is a women's match between two of the very, very top women lightweights out there. And you're looking at it right now. You got Snezana Babiev on the left, well, far there, and Elizaveta Reshetnik on the right. These are like 55 kilo girls. Two of the very, very best on the planet. Snezana has owned this division for a long time. Snezana, of course, from arm wrestling royalty. Her brothers, multiple world championships. The Babievs have more gold on their walls than most banks do, I think. And Elizaveta has just defeated her, I believe, for the first time last year at the championships. So for sure, it's a really heated rivalry, and it's like at a tipping point probably for who's gonna kind of lead this class in the future. It would be great to see some really good lightweight women's representation to kind of set the bar and to show how, just to continue to show how awesome high-level women's arm wrestling can be. So that's it. Those are my top picks.